Property Patriot, you are cleared hot.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the AMI podcast. I am your host, Bud Evans, and as always, I am joined by the beautiful and talented Kimmy Hansen, my co-host from the West Coast. Good morning, Kimmy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, if you are here looking for news, you're in the wrong place. We're just two people sitting around talking about some stuff that happened this week. We're doing it badly, and we're drinking coffee while we're doing it. Occasionally, we'll throw in a couple of dad jokes while we're at it. So.
We try to, yes. And I have a new cup today. This is Yule Fuel because it is officially the holiday season, and I am here to embrace it.
It is December 1st. Congratulations. You are in the Yuletide spirit. Hopefully that's Fireball.
Fireball, I wish. No, I was saying earlier today, I was most definitely in here decorating at 9:00 p.m. last night.
And then your cat tried to climb up a shelf.
Oh, y'all can't see our pregame show, but I'm in here testing my mic, making sure my speakers are good. And I hear this scratching noise over here in the corner. And I look, and the cat is scaling the bookshelves.
Phoenix, AKA what?
Oh, baby Kiki, Bubba, Kitten Little.
Little kitten moms. It's amazing what you call I call my dog Rosie.
Rosie, the
puppy.
timekeeping dog. Yes.
She is a 5-year-old puppy. She will be a puppy until the day she crosses the Rainbow Bridge.
Yes.
Sniff, sniff.
I know. Hey, Bud, we've got some folks watching with us this morning. We've got Wade and Zena. Oh, and Tiffany, good morning. And Clarissa, good morning. Thank you all for joining us. If you would, do us a favor so we can see who is interacting with us in the chat. Go to streamyard.com/Facebook and authorize your Facebook account so that we don't just see user. We've got Bill Goglin coming in here. He says, AKA sweet and sour chicken. Are we talking about my cat or are we talking about something else?
Sweet and sour chicken? What is that, Bill? What are you saying? Oh my goodness.
I don't even know. It's great. I love it. I love the commentary regardless. We are here for it. And I'm happy to reveal my very holiday themed Christmas office today. Although I just absolutely love
What's with the Christmas jammies?
It's not Christmas jammies. It's a Christmas hoodie. Come on. You've got one on too.
I do. I have a hoodie on as well, but mine's it's my superhero hoodie.
You know what? Maybe my superpower is my Christmas spirit.
Okay, sure. Way to go, Santa Claus. Listen, if you are joining us and you are intent on becoming a chat member and you want to actually get involved in the process, we would love to hear from you. Please go to streamyard.com/Facebook. Sign in so we can see who you are so that you're not Facebook guest, which, then I can just put my phone away here and I don't have to worry about it.
I know, y'all, we have to have several devices up to watch ourselves, which is just weird on a whole new level, just so we can see who's talking to us. But we do love interacting with you and we love to answer questions live. So that reminds me, Bud, if we have anybody in our audience today that has questions about the current market conditions, how to start in real estate investing, or what to do next in their business, please drop it in the chat. We would love to converse with you. We can even bring people up on the stage, can't we, Bud?
We absolutely can. Yes, absolutely. We can activate you. Obviously, that takes a little bit of work because if you are a Facebook user, we can't really do that. Anyway,
that's true, but yeah.
Kimmy, I was looking all over today for news articles. It is what it is. By the way, did you hear about the actor who fell on stage?
Oh, no. It's already coming. He fell on stage, but he's still in the cast.
So I should do this after I say something like that. Pause for dramatic effect.
Oh my God.
I need a sound effect. Boo.
We do need sound effects in here. That would be awesome.
Anyway, we're looking at all this stuff, and I started to realize something. It is negative all the time. I just look at this and go, yeah, really? So let's start with some positivity, because you and I have been talking about this for a year, over a year, right? Even before we were recording this stuff, the state of what's actually happening within the real estate community. And a couple of reports just came out. CBRE, which is a commercial broker service, they came out with their market outlook for 2023 into 2024. And everybody is, hey, when's the crash going to happen? When's the crash going to happen? When's the crash going to happen? And you and I have been like, it's not, there's no crash. This is an economic scarcity, right? There we go. Break out the crystal ball. Is there going to be a recession?
There is not going to be a recession, at least not at all like we have been
not
hearing
in real
about.
estate. Not in real estate.
Yeah, no, not in real estate. But we have a lot of exposure in the real estate investing arena. And some of our favorite people in this space have been saying the same thing that we are. We just happen to have this, look at my Christmas themed crystal ball.
Oh my God, you're going crazy. You're like the anti-Grinch.
I am. You know what? That is my superpower. I am the anti-Grinch. I love it. I will own that. Yeah. And so, yes, in the real estate sphere, it's not going to be nearly as bad as has been predicted and discussed and teased and whatever else.
Yeah. And even the office space section of the industry, it got hurt. It's still not recovered. But like Warren Buffett says, when everybody's fearful, be greedy. So there are people that are buying up some stuff. So not only did CBRE come out with their estimates saying that they're now pushing their estimate of any kind of real estate recession into 2024, and that is simply because of the office space bringing everything down, but that's going to bottom out at some point in 2024. New Jersey Lenders Corp, which is exactly what it sounds like, they said exactly the same thing. And then panning through, I'm like, Isaac Hager buys Crown Heights office building in Manhattan. I'm like, okay, so it bottomed out. Now you've got the feeders, right? Now you've got the big guys that are like, hey, now this guy's had an up and down career in real estate, but so did Donald Trump. He's worth a few $billion. So it is what it is, right? Grant Cardone, he had a couple of rough, everybody loses money in real estate. I am included in that.
Yep.
It happens, right? If it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you take a hit. But the overall is that it's a great industry to be in. Isaac Hager with Shia LaBeouf, they bought the house at 100 Dean Street in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. So shout out to Yasser and Taha if they're watching. My guy, they made a significant move in Brooklyn real estate, which is Brooklyn already gentrified and all that stuff, but this is just going to take it to another level.
Yeah. And I think it's important to call attention to the fact that this is about seeing the potential, right? And that is a lot of what we do. As investors, we see the potential. So I've heard it said before that in the recruiting market, you hire for potential, not for skill set, because you can teach. Skills are attainable. You know what you can't teach? Motivation, right? And so in terms of our real estate investing in this sphere, in this realm that we're talking about, we always make our money when we buy, not when we sell. And that's why me having the exposure I do in the short-term and even medium-term rental sphere here, it's short-term rental, long-term wealth, right? So I've heard it said multiple times that I never want to fully own any asset outright. I always want to be able to tap into the equity to continue to invest and create generational wealth. Now, Bud, you and I have also talked about we need, as humans, as consumers, technically, we need to have 7 streams of income to create generational wealth. You and I have now each surpassed that number, and it's not that we are super wealthy. And like you
by
said,
accident, by the way.
Yeah, you're not always going to win. You're just not. If I always won, I would never have any lessons to learn.
Right. Everybody that's on the podcast during the call, what was your worst situation? But Kimmy, most people in this industry, and I'm going to say that you have to just jump. You have to jump in, right?
Yep.
You got to make like a bird and wing it.
You do. You got to make a bird and wing it. And
Pause
if
for
you're
dramatic
afraid,
effect so Lay gets the count right.
Sorry, we will pause for dramatic effect. I feel like I need the Jeopardy theme song to play in the background when you pause for dramatic effect.
Right? Rock-based. We got to get... I've been working on it, and I've been... Yeah, right, Joe? We are in a recession, just not in real estate. Real estate is it's just dried up, right? You have 6 or 5 million people looking at 1 million available properties.
Correct. So. And honestly, a lot of those 5 million people, Bud, right now, they don't qualify to buy any of what they're looking at. And that's because lending restrictions have become tighter. We've been talking about that for months as well. But you know what I don't like to hear, Bud, is an investor saying, I'm not going to buy right now because the mortgage rates are too high. Gosh, that drives me nuts. Because
man. Don't wait.
No, don't wait. But you remember what you told me, like one of our very first coaching calls ever? I said, Bud, what should I do today? And you looked right at me and said, buy everything. Yeah. It's like that Shakira song, try everything. Just put in buy everything. That's how I think about it. And I started buying stuff right away. Here's the thing. Did that money that I invested immediately make me millions? No, it did not. In the future, is it going to? You're absolutely right. It will. But today, right now, I'm in the thick of it because I'm in the long game, right? If you have people in your social circle or in your investor circle, in your RIA groups are saying, I'm holding off. I'm not buying anything right now. I'm being conservative. That's like saying, hey, girl, is your name Mortgage? Because you've got my interest, but only a little bit.
We'll get better.
The thing is, we can't wait for the mortgage rates to go down because guess what happens when the rates go down? The prices go up.
Yep.
It acts in tandem. And
that's what we're going to see in 2024 because it's an election year and historically rates drop during an election year so everybody can get, fat and happy. We'll see what happens 2024.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be if you were buying through COVID into 2023, 2024 is going to be a ridiculous year.
Agree.
My opinion, I'm sticking to it. I am not a professional. So.
You're not a professional. You're a professional advice giver.
I am a professional. I'm a real estate professional. It says it on my tax return. So there you go.
It says it on your tax return. Hey, Bud, I got a question for you, though. In terms of
what kind of bird always gets hurt? An owl.
It's just going.
No, what's the question? I'm on a bird kick today. It's my second dad joke from.
That was your second bird-themed dad joke already.
I would think that's a foul.
Oh my gosh. With how we think everything is going to change, I wonder what's going to happen in California with the whole mansion tax, and do people really want to go, especially in areas like Malibu? Do they want to be out there? Because here's the thing, there's a lot of hipster real estate agents out there. Tell me this, why didn't the hipster real estate agent show the Oceanside mansion?
Go ahead.
It was too current.
That's weird. Okay. Speaking of California realtors, Joe Cohen, right? Listen, if you're going to be a real estate agent in California, that's a great place to do it because the average real estate agent sells like 2.7 or 2.8 per year, right?
Yeah.
And most of them drop out in 3 anyway, but not Joe. Joe's killing it. He just got a team behind him. If you're going to be a real estate agent, that's the place to do it because, 2 to 3 deals in a year they can kill it for you. But,
absolutely, they can. Yeah. And Bill Goglin just put something in the chat. It's a great time to invest in Texas. That's where all the California people, they started with Arizona. Now they're going further east to Texas. Actually, the babe and I have an offer in on 2 properties in Texas right now ourselves. I have to agree with you, Bill. That's absolutely a good time to invest there. But getting back to the point of this, things are looking up. So we have some positivity coming our way, especially as investors.
Absolutely. And look, so guys, if you're still watching at this point, thank you very much. Thanks for hanging around. If you're watching after the fact, we really do appreciate you checking us out. If you are getting something from this, do me a favor and bring your friends in. The Aim High REI. It is free, is now, always will be. We do some live stuff. We have some fun on Fridays. We are starting to get ready. Kimmy's jumping on there every once in a while to do a live when something pops into her brain. Guys, we are starting to find people and items that can assist the real estate investor, not commercials, not white labels. I am not affiliated with these things. I see them, I find them, I think they provide value. I'm going to bring them to the REI. And for the guys who are experts or who have not yet requested the expert badge from me, please do so, because I'm having a hard time keeping up. We have so many people that are coming in. We're over 500 people now. So 500 strong. And guys, it's all about collaboration over competition. So the more information that we can provide, the better off we are. If you find something that is beneficial to everyone in the group, drop it in one of the chat boxes. If you are, please don't solicit or promote on the site itself. That is strictly prohibited. And unfortunately, after a few of those, I have to suspend your account. It's part of the rules. But hey, look, if you find something, if you know something, if it's your product, bring it up. There's an IT chat. There's a group chat. There's a long-term rental chat, short-term rental chat. Drop it into the appropriate chat and let it be known. We'll jump in there. We'll have a conversation about it. If it benefits everybody, then we will absolutely bring it in and do a quick video on it and then drop it for later. We're here to, we're here to bring some value to everybody. And I was going to drop a dad joke right now, but honestly, I'm not going to do that right now. So let's talk about wow, Kimmy, did we go through? No, we didn't. Okay. So this is the one thing that we didn't talk about so far, which real estate data from October from the NAR. I'm going to leave that one there, the National Association of Realtors.
Okay.
It's not positive. It's not negative. It just is. And they analyze it by Redfin. They're showing and guys, this goes directly in the face with everything else that we just said. But they're saying that there's a downturn in the housing market. Look, I am seeing some in the market across the United States, but this is a market to market dependence, right? So if you're looking at it, then overall, obviously the prices are going down. We're looking at 6% of home sales resulting in a loss for the seller. And it's doubled since last year. And then, and it is a slowdown, right? Why is it a slowdown? Because interest rates are still above 7. We still have higher prices than usual. The prices in my market, at least, did not go down. In fact, they went up again. I have guys now that are it'll air not this Monday. We have David Richter from Profit First for real estate investing on the podcast on Monday. So tune in for that one. Yeah. Next week, the week after that, we have Chris Alves. Chris is a local agent in the New Jersey area. He's at Keller Williams in Moorestown. He does REO. He's on a team. His mother runs all the admin stuff. And this dude, they're just killing it, right? They watched a huge decline in their REO, which is indicative of people are not losing their houses, right? So they went from doing 95 a year pre-COVID to 3 to 5 per year. That screamed at me, right?
Yeah, people are able to, if they've already have their house right now, they're able to keep it. They're able to hang on to it. And that's the key, bud. I know
the mortgage rates are 3% or less.
Oh, correct. And it's not just that. I would argue that those folks are also more comfortable in their careers, and they know what money they have available. This is not at all the same as what was going on in 2008. And I can't tell you how many times, bud, every week I have some joker that comes across my feed or into one of my conversations or sliding into my DMs about, hey, isn't this just like 2008? No, it's not. It has nothing to do with what happened. We have much more security in our mortgage products, right? I know that interest rates are high. I know, but I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Marry the house, date the rate, okay? You can refi later when the rates come down a little bit. And guess what? That's actually going to benefit you. Why? Because when the rates go down, the prices go up. I already talked about this. You can't lose in that scenario as long as, again, you make your money when you buy. you know what you're getting into. I think what we're seeing now, the model that we're moving towards, market to market, as you said, but in general, we're seeing, and what we're going to see is not squeezing out that lower and even middle third of home buyers. We're going to see, because lending restrictions are not going to loosen. That's not what we're talking about. I just think that we're going to more appropriately qualify and pre-qualify buyers for the homes that they can afford. And I'm talking about the overall price. Okay. So if you cannot
Kimmy, I'm
afford,
still seeing 30 to 50 people walking through investment properties at one time.
Yep. It's not slowing down. I mean,
No.
there is a scarcity of available housing out there, like we've talked about. The thing to remember, though, is the people that want to buy but don't need to buy, they may not be able to right now. And I'm talking about homesteaders, so not investors. But like you said, you're getting a ton of traffic through investment properties by investors. Yeah.
Yeah, Caroline, that's you, right? Facebook user. I'm guessing it's Caroline. We were talking about this. We were talking about
this
the
is Brendan.
It's Brendan?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, hey, good morning. Yeah, so I couldn't see who it is. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking about premiums going up in Texas. In fact, Caroline had hers double on her primary residence.
Yeah.
Bill Godwin said a little bit earlier, all the Catholic people are moving down to Texas. Yeah, Houston, the insurance rates are going through the roof. Hurricanes and freezing, the nature of the beast. But when you're buying your investment properties, just figure that in, right?
And Bud, we get this question every once in a while, and I think I got it on one of my live videos in Aim High REI. What are we thinking right now about residential and commercial multifamily?
Oh, I'm buying. Okay, I love saying I'm buying that, right? I just got notified from one of my off-market providers that there was a 24 unit in Trenton in a decent area. I'm looking at that right now. I'll be going over that tonight in the Coffee with the Captain Tribe, by the way. We'll be going over some base numbers. coffeewiththecaptaintribe.com, and still not sponsored.
Still not sponsored. But I love that you're open to going over the numbers, especially, and in the Coffee with the Captain Tribe, again, it's collaboration over competition always, but it benefits all of us to be more exposed to understanding what's going on in all aspects of the real estate sphere. And we've got, hey, Savannah's in here saying good morning, Savannah. So Bud, you said that it was a 24 unit, and so you are still definitely invested in buying commercial and residential multifamily.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom line is we buy it, especially at this price point, when we're talking about 2 million, high twos, low threes. I could put together 4 or 5 people, jump in on that, JV it instead of syndicate it. That's why I love going 5 to 20 as opposed to 50 and up. You swimming with the big fish when you're above 75 doors, because I think it's around 70 doors you start wanting to have on-site property management. And a couple of different ways you can do that. You can actually get a company that puts somebody in there, or you can just get a person that does property management, give them rent for free, and then have them answer the clogged toilet noises at night, whatever, calls at night. Yeah, no, so I'm still heavily invested and looking for more deals. Just had another one pop up as we were talking about it in Trenton. Cleveland is off the hook right now.
Vacancy rates are going to be lower too, so it's a safer idea to invest in, like you said, a 5 to 20 unit, because again, scarcity of available housing. So what are you doing? You're providing more available and affordable housing technically. But did you hear about a unit in an apartment building?
No.
It was last but not least.
Oh, all right.
Sorry,
I need that. Yeah.
Slay.
Yeah. You know what? It's probably rented out by the duck.
The duck?
Yeah, he couldn't stay quiet. He was addicted to quack.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I am on fire. Yeah, Julie Norton says that's a setup, Bud. Yes, it was. It was 100% a setup, Julie. Yes. Hey, and Bud, speaking of setups, I feel, looking at the news stories that we're talking about today, we are setting ourselves up here in the U.S. for really, like we talked about, the delayed recession. So if it's happening, it's going to happen late this year, which is late this year right now, or Q1 of 2024. But also in commercial real estate, like we were just alluding to, the cap rates are really expected to actually stabilize in 2024. And that means more opportunity, okay? With the office vacancy and what you were talking about with the average rent, it's approaching a bottoming out, and we're seeing an influx of people actually interested again in these spaces. It's not at all what happened in 2020. It's not. And it's not even close to when people were looking at mixed use because it could cash flow or it could cash flow.
Yeah.
But what's happening is people are caustically optimistic right now. And that's a good sign for us as investors.
And it directly coincides with the
retail
study that I just read that said that there is a trend where people who are working remotely, their productivity is dropping, not increasing.
Yeah.
So there was a point in time where when you did a hybrid job, your productivity increased. But when they made that, okay, now you're completely remote and we're going to shut down the office and we're just going to get this little cubby hole with 2 desks in it, they're watching people's productivity start to wane. They're getting comfortable in their environment and getting too comfortable with walking away from their laptop or PC or whatever it might be.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. At this point, we're at the tail end of 3 years into an experiment with forced work from home, right? And essentially, in a hybrid environment, you have more favorable factors that work to benefit you as a business owner or as an industry or an institution, whatever, however you want to look at it, because hybrid allows your employees to, like you said, they do become more comfortable at home, but then they go into the office some of the time, right? You have a little bit of face time with folks. You get them exposed to the social circumstances that are in person. And you're right, people do become more comfortable working from home. Look what I've done to my office to make it more comfortable during the holiday season, right? Yeah. And there is something to be said for comfort, but there's also something to be said for consistency. And I think that what we're seeing is the shift a little bit from out of the comfort back into the consistency. And it's not that you can't have both, but there's going to be a balance that's approached. And what's going to happen with that is that I believe not just with commercial real estate, but even lodging, we're going to see exceeded expectations for rental rates.
Yeah. Can't agree. I can't say anything against it. There's really nothing to say about it, right?
Yeah. No, it's neither good nor bad.
It
is.
Right. Yeah. So, guys, the stories that we talked about today, there were a couple that were pointing towards downturns, which I still don't see it. You know, when we looked at the actual studies that were done by NAR and I keep wanting to call it CBRE, which is a military term. I know it's not. It's chemical biological warfare. It's not. No, it's not that. It's CBRE is the commercial brokers sources, right? So we talked about that, and both of those are showing that the recession in real estate, if it's going to happen, it's not going to happen now. It's going to happen later on. We're also seeing that some areas the prices are going lower, but for the most part, the prices are staying the same or going up. Guys, on the next Aim High podcast, like I said, we have David Richter coming out on Monday at 5 a.m. Yes, I'm early. I'm an early riser. What can I tell you? He is the father for Profit First for real estate investing, and he's a good man. Not only am I a friend, I am also a client. So I use Simple CFO, which is his process. I definitely recommend you check out that book. Either Audible is great. In this case, you'd better have a pen and paper ready because you're going to take copious amounts of notes. So double check that, right? So that's what's coming up next week. And then, of course, Friday, Kimmy and I will be back on for more silly banter while we talk about some crazy stuff. So Rosie, the timekeeping dog, is wagging her tail and looking at me like she's outside. There to your,
oh, hey, okay? Bud, we've got a question in the chat. This is from Julie Norton. What is it called? All right, Julie, I think you're talking about David Richter's book.
Yeah,
I think.
it is Profit First for Real Estate Investing.
Yeah.
And the name of the podcast is The Aim High Podcast. And you can check it out, theaimhighpodcast.com, and it will link to all of your favorite platforms. So,
Yeah.
guys, if you like what you're hearing and you're getting some value, do us a favor, share this group with other people. Definitely tag them in the group and invite them. Be more than happy to talk to them and bring them in. Don't forget to check out the Aim High Podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or any other platform that you listen to for additional content and interviews with industry experts. And don't, again, I'll say it again, go out and tag somebody. Go out and tag somebody. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, bud. All right.
Yeah.
I can't see who's talking, so I don't have myself.
It's Mark.
on.
That's Mark Davis.
Awesome. All right. You ready?
I am ready.
Excellent. Okay, so for my co-host from the West Coast, Kimmy Hansen, I am Bud Evans, host of the Aim High Podcast. Aim High. Thanks for being a part of the Aim High community. Your support drives us to create valuable content, and we can't wait to see your success stories in real estate investing. Till next time, aim high, never stop learning. Bud Evans, signing off. We'll see you soon.